Hello students, so this is the eighth video. In this video I am going to explain you the different types of notations which we are going to use in order to execute the instructions. So the instructions, they are going to perform four different types of operations which we have seen in our last video. And here we are going to I'm going to explain you how actually we are going to notate, or what is the notations used for these types of instructions. So first we are going to look into the register transfer notation, RTN. So we identify a memory location by a symbolic names here with the help of uppercase alphabets. We represent the symbolic names with the help of the uppercase alphabets. For example, LOC, place, num, etc. All these are specified with a in uppercase alphabets. So R0, R5, etc. indicate the processor registers, and data in, out status, etc. indicate the IO registers. So there are for different operations we are going to use different notations and different variables. So how we have made use of the variables in the C language, similarly here also we are making use of the different types of variables depending on what name we are going to give them, how we are going to specify them. So we are going to identify what type of variables they are. For example, LOC, place, num, etc. they indicate the memory locations where actually the data will be stored and from where we can either read or write those data. And R0, R5, R2, R3, so all these are nothing but the general purpose registers, so in which we can either store or load the data. And also data in, data out, out status, etc. all these are the IO registers which will be used to perform the IO operations. Okay, so once you are familiar here, we can go with the examples. For example, R, we have the arrow mark LOC, which means that the contents of the memory location LOC are transferred into the processor register R1. So here it has to be transferred to register R1. The contents of a location are denoted by placing square brackets around the name of the location. So here the name of a location is nothing but LOC, and within the brackets, that is within the square brackets, if we are mentioning that name of that memory location, means we are going to access the data which is, or access the value which is present within that memory location. If we are just giving LOC, then we are specifying only to that particular memory location. If we are giving square brackets, then it specifies that we are referring to the data which is stored within that memory location, and that has to be stored in register R1. Okay, so this is one example. The other example also we can see here, R3 will be equals to R1 plus R2, which indicates that the contents of the register R1 and R2 has to be added and it has to be stored at the memory location R3. So this type of notations are called as RTN, or register transfer notations, in which we will be making use of the uppercase letters in order to identify either the memory locations or the memory registers, or it may be the IO registers. So next type of notation is assembly language notations. So these assembly language notations, why we are making use of this means to represent the machine instructions and programs, assembly language formats can be used. So like machine instructions, whether they have to be loaded or store or add or subtract. So all these type of instructions we are going to represent with the help of assembly language notations. So here we can see the example. We have move LOC, R1. Move is nothing but the assembly language notation which is used in order to move the uh, data from memory location LOC to R1. Okay, so here move LOC, R1, this instruction transfer data from memory location LOC to processor register R1. So this is the memory location and this is the R1 is a processor register. The contents of LOC are unchanged by the execution of this instruction, but the old contents of register R1 will be overwritten. So once we perform this operation, what happens to the contents of LOC and R1? We are just moving the contents of LOC to R1. So what happens? The LOC, a copy of LOC will be moved to R1, but the actual contents of LOC will remain same. Whereas R1, if R1 consists of any previous data, so that data will be removed and once we are performing move LOC comma R1, whatever data of LOC we are transferring to R1, so R1 will be consisting of the new data which that is moved from LOC. Okay, so this is about a move operation, and the next instruction is add R1, R2 and R3. So here this is this instruction adds two numbers R1 and R2, that is whatever are stored in processor registers R1 and R2, so they will be added and the contents will be moved to R3. It will be stored to R3. Okay, so this instruction adds two numbers contained in processor registers R1 and R2 and places their sum in R3. So this is about assembly language notation and register transfer notations. So there are two types of notations. So one is register transfer notation, the other one is assembly language notation. So what is the difference between those two means? In register transfer notation, we are concentrating on three different types of registers or the symbolic names which are given to the we identify memory location by the symbolic names, and they may be either the memory locations, or it may be indicating the processor registers, or also it may be indicating the IO registers. And also we have seen about the assembly language notations. Assembly language notations are mainly used for the instructions like move, load, add, subtract. So all this these are the examples also we have seen. Next is a computer performs its task according to the program stored in the memory. A program, what is a program? It is a collection of instructions which tell the processor to perform a basic operations like addition, reading from the keyboard, etc. So that is a computer in C language. What we used to do, we are writing a program for each and every operations which we want to perform, like for addition or simple calculator if we consider, then we are going to write a set of instructions in order to perform those operations. So like that only here also a program, it consists of collection of instructions which may be which tell the processor to perform a basic operations like addition, reading from the keyboard, or writing to the keyboard, or writing to the memory, or either it may be like store operation, read operation, load operation, move operation. So these basic operations will be performed with the help of the instructions. So possible locations that may be involved in data transfer are memory locations, processor register, or registers in the IO subsystem. So that is what we have seen in RTN, that is rotate that is register transfer notations. It consists of different types of data which will be transferred. So they may be either in the memory locations, or they may be either in the processor register, or it may be in the IO subsystems. Okay, so once we are familiar with what is a program, then next thing is we have to know how these instructions, like how many types of instructions are there, how they can be written, and what are the operations performed by these types of instructions. So there are four different types of instructions. So that we will be studying one by one. So first instruction type is 3 address instruction. So this 3 address instruction, it has a notation like operation followed by source 1, followed by source 2, and destination. For example, if we give add operation, if we want to perform add operation, then it has to be performed on A and B. So whatever are stored in A and whatever are stored in B, both will be added and it will be given to the destination C. The sum will be stored in the destination C. Similarly, two address instruction means it will be consisting of only two parts, one source and one destination. Whereas three address means it will be consisting of two sources and one destination. So that is example for two address instruction is add A comma B, and one address instruction is operation, either it may be source destination. For example, add A, if we consider, then the contents which will be already stored in the memory, so that part will be added with whatever is present in A, and again it will